Right, hi guys. I am live. I'm going to see if anybody jumps on from the beginning. If not, I'm going to do my usual thing. This is going to be an interesting one, and there's a lot of levels to this. So yeah, so you're going to find this very interesting. So let me just see if anybody wants to jump on first before I start. Okay, hi there guys. This is SJ and welcome to another podcast. Now, this podcast I'm actually doing live in my Facebook group, my Facebook page, and on my YouTube channel. So if you don't follow me there, then if you want to get them live and first hand, then you know what you need to do. Search for BBB, either BBB Tribe is my private Facebook group, or you can find me on YouTube or on my Facebook page, which is BBB Beauty Business Builder. So this podcast is about going live, and I want to talk to people about going live on Facebook and the secrets to actually nailing a good live, being able to be consistent, and also reusing and repurposing everything as well. Hence why I'm going live today, because I want to kind of also include that this is a live podcast that I'm doing. So it is already going out on 3 of my channels. I will be then repurposing this for a podcast. It will then be repurposed again for a YouTube channel. And then snippets of this is also going to be repurposed and reused for my social media content. So there's a whole lot of levels when you go live on Facebook. So this is why I wanted to do this one especially live, so you could obviously see the amount of content I have created from this one live, which should be about a 40-minute live. So if you're new to my podcast, then thank you so much for joining. Like always, I do always advise you to go back to the beginning after you've listened to this one or watch this video, and you'll get some really valuable insights on how I completely changed and reinvented my business to be able to thrive massively through the pandemic, which was a real trying time for the personal care industry. If you're an avid listener, then thank you so much for staying tuned and basically being my fans. So, like I said, today's podcast is about going live on Facebook. Now, I'm going to be reusing and repurposing this, so you might feel that I might introduce myself again in a minute, because if I do that, then I can reuse this for my social media. And this is all about how we reuse and repurpose our content. So, hi, my name is SJ, and I want to talk to you about going live on Facebook. And I want to give you 5, yes, I'm just looking at my notes, 5 of my top tips, and I'm going to go through all of them with you. So my 5 top tips on going live, and what a lot of people have a real barrier with, is firstly, obviously getting over the fear. You know, that is a big thing. But the most important thing is what to talk about. What do I talk about when I go live? Now, the most important thing when you go live is that you're giving value, and you're giving value and knowledge to people, and not trying to sell what you do. You're giving information. So if you're a hairstylist, you want to be talking about different techniques and different tips that you use to achieve a certain result, different things that you can use at home to achieve a certain result. If you are a skincare specialist, you know, you want to be talking about ingredients in products and why these ingredients work for certain skin types, for instance. So it's all about giving value. It's not about coming live and saying, right guys, next week I've got half price nails in. They're not bothered about that. That's not information. That's not value. That's nothing free and knowledgeable you're giving to your clients. You first and foremost need to be giving them knowledge and value. A good way to give yourself a good running in terms of going live is write down the top 10 questions everyone seems to ask you. So I'm an eyebrow specialist. So how long does it last? How often do I need maintenance? what's the difference between hair strokes and shading? What is the difference between microblading and permanent makeup? Write down all these questions and schedule in your lives around these questions. I've never run out of content for lives, and I've been doing lives for 18 months at least now. So always write down the questions. That will give you a lot of things to discuss. A lot of people ask me, this is another top tip, about groups or pages. Now, a Facebook group will get far more engagement than a page, even though, like, I've got a Facebook page which has 3,000 or 4,000 likes on there, but I have a group that has 400, and I get so much more engagement from a group. A group is, everybody will see the live in that group. They will not all see the live on a page unless you pay for them to see that. And normally a group is your raging fans. So if you are going to start going live, start building up a Facebook group and inviting your regulars in there. So going live in a Facebook group will give you a lot more engagement than a page. Preparation is a big thing, and this is what scares a lot of people. Is they're always scared of what's going to go wrong. They're scared of the unknown, which you can't be scared of the unknown because it's not happened. Anyway, so prepare. So write down the worst thing that could happen when you go live. What is the worst thing that can happen? If you go live on Facebook, what can happen? Write it all down and then figure out what you're going to do if that happens. And then you've prepped for that. It's written down, it's there. So, prepare it that way. If you're very scared of going live and you want to start nailing these lives to build up your tribe, because we all know that's the best way to get engagement and build up our following, then make sure you go live at quiet times and go live unannounced. If you go live unannounced at quiet times, you can have less people watching that live for your first few, just to get your confidence up there, okay? And it's all about selling you as a person. It's not about, obviously you are the face of the brand, but it's all about selling you. So that is another top tip: prepare for your live. Consistency. Now, I fell flat with this. I found that when I first started going live, I wasn't consistent. I was like smashing out 2 lives a day, and I'm like, yeah, I'm getting all this engagement, it's amazing. And then I could not keep it up. So make sure, if you set yourself a goal and think, you know what, once a week I'm going to go live, be consistent. Because the worst thing you can do is fall off the wagon, and your clients will then be expecting to see you on Tuesday 8 o'clock and you're not there. So be consistent with your lives. The last top tip, number 5, is reuse and repurpose. Now, right now, what I'm filming right now is going to be reused and repurposed on a lot of channels, for a lot of social media posts, podcasts, YouTube, you name it. So this piece of 30-minute content is going to be reused. So you may see this on a whole other levels. So they're my main top 5 tips. So make sure, if you want to go live, you look at them top tips, listen to them top tips, write them down and start working through them so you can smash some really good Facebook lives. So what I'm going to do now, I am going to break each of them down. So what to post. Now, the worst thing I see when I see people post on social media, this is going live and this is also posts out on social media, is really bland vanilla posts. That's when you are talking about, I have got a discount next week, or so-and-so has an availability today. It's only going to get you a 1 last-minute booking. It's not going to build up your tribe of raving fans. So you need to be putting value and knowledge out there. This industry is such a crowded market. So if you're not giving a little bit of free content out there to people, a little bit of free information, a little bit of free knowledge, and letting people know that you know your shit, you know what you're talking about. When I was doing so many Facebook lives about skin, it was almost like when people was watching that, like, oh God, she really knows the ins and outs about her skin. She knows what ingredients does what. She's teaching me. I've learned so much about why I need to use an SPF. What's the difference between an SPF, UVA and UVB? Because I was giving out so much value. So whenever they thought about, you know what, I really want to sort out my skin, or I really could do with a moisturizer, I'm going to go to that girl because she knows her shit. So give out some free knowledge and value about what you know, what's in here. Don't just use what's in here to perform your treatment. Use what's in here to give value to your following. And do this, like I said on tip 2, do this in a Facebook group. Start putting out messages to all your clients, emails to your clients, people that you've already got on your database, and start saying, look, I've got an exclusive group where I share a lot of value and knowledge with all my fans, all my clients, my loyal clients out there. Would you want to be part of that group? It's invite only. And they will join that group, and you might only have 50 people at first, but those 50 people are fans and they already know, like, and trust you. And to be able to talk to them and to be able to get them to increase their spends with you and for them to have more treatments with you, then they're the people that are already won over by you, rather than trying to get new people all the time. So make sure you get a Facebook group if you haven't got one. Now, preparation. People get scared of going live on Facebook because people get scared of going live on Facebook because they're like, oh God, no. What if I mess up my words? What if I say something wrong? What if someone says a comment? I don't know how to respond. You know what? You're you. We all make mistakes. We all sometimes say the wrong thing. We all drop a swear word. We all will have, I'm expecting a delivery any minute now. And I know that before I finish this live, I'll have to run down 2 flights of stairs to let the delivery driver in. So what? It's showing people out there that you are a real person. You're not just a fucking robot stood behind, you're hiding behind your logo or hiding behind your your brand. So it is important that people see you as a person, because people buy from people. People don't buy a product, they buy from people. And if they get to know the person, then they are more inclined to buy from them. So yes, prepare for your live, but make sure it is still you. Have some bulletin points there. Make sure you know what you want to talk about. And if comments come as you are doing your live, and you divulge off what you're talking about, you've gone back to your bulletin points. So make sure you write down your notes. You write down what you want to cover within that live, and you keep referring to it. And it's not a bad thing to have a silence. When I'm looking back at my notes, that was 4 seconds. I've probably not lost any followers. I've not lost any people that are watching for 4 seconons. To you, it feels like a lifetime. You feel like you're looking down and thinking, oh shit, they can see they can see that I don't know what I'm doing. Just have a minute. Have a minute, you're human, okay? So don't stress too much about these things that can go wrong. And if you are stressing about them, write them down. Write down what could go wrong, worst case scenario. Figure out what you're going to do if that goes wrong, and then you've already planned for that. You've wrote that on paper. It's now away, and then you can now relax and do your live, okay? Consistency. Now, being consistent when you first want to start smashing out Facebook Lives is difficult because you get excited. You're like, you know what, I'm going to start smashing. I'm going to do this, I'm going to do these. And you start whacking out a couple a week. I started doing a couple a day, and I just could not keep up with it. I could not maintain that. So make sure after you've done your first couple of lives, maybe you don't want to plan for the live and you want to think, I'm just going to go live. Nobody knows I'm going to do it, and I'll get less people watching it, so I'm not going to feel as scared during that live. After you've done your first couple, then start scheduling them in and start, getting people excited for the next live. So, a few days before, prepare with the questions that you've already made. Next week, guys, we're going to be talking about pigmentation. And then on the day, then do another post. Don't forget, guys, pigmentation talk tonight. If you suffer with hyperpigmentation, you suffer with sun damage, you want to check out this live. I'm going to explain to you what sun damage actually is, what it's doing to your skin, and how you can help it. So you've prepared what you're doing because you've done that in advance. You've got your you've got your schedule of what you want to talk about, and then you are then warming up your audience ready for that live. And then that's when you need to be consistent. So pick a time, go live every week at a certain time, and make sure that time slot is relevant with your avatar as well. Make sure that if you attract most working mums that have children, you're going live at 8 o'clock at night when the kids are in bed. You're not going to be going live at 3 o'clock in the afternoon when they're on the school run, or when they're still working. So make sure you are consistent, but you look at your avatar, you look at who you are targeting, and go live at the correct time, okay? Now, repurpose and reuse. Now, like I said when I first started this recording, this live is going out on 3 channels. It's being repurposed again for a YouTube channel, and it's going on my podcast, and it's also going to be used as snippets for my social media on Instagram and Facebook, LinkedIn, TikTok, a blog, what other platforms? Twitter. So this one live, which is going to take me 20 to 30 minutes, is going on so many more other platforms, okay? Now, when you get used to doing lives, okay, there's a way that you can structure that live so you can then do that. So if you've been watching this live now, you would have known that I introduced at the beginning, welcoming to my podcast, okay? So now I know that I've got my podcast intro on this live, so I can now upload this straight away to my podcast. I also paused for a moment and did a small high intro, okay? And covered top 5 tip bullet points of what I want to talk about today. I did that, which took about 5 minutes. That content is going to be the part that is going to be repurposed for all my social media posts. And then I then broke down my 5 top tips, and I've given you the full information here, which is going to be the full length podcast, the YouTube channel, and the live that you guys are seeing now. So a great way to structure your live once you get used to them is when you first start your live, go live, wait for a few people to join, say hello as they join, say hi, engage with people as they join, as they comment, okay? So as people are jumping on, say, oh, hi, where are you? How are you? What's your day been like? Whatever. Engage with them, okay? And then when you're ready to then start giving, thank you for the thumbs up. When you're there, then ready to start giving your content, take a moment, pause, then introduce yourself again. Say, hi, my name is SJ. Today we are going to talk about blah, okay? And then start with your content. Let's just rewind a second. Before you do that, you want to tell your following that are watching at that moment in time, you want to say to everybody, right, guys, if you have any questions at all, fire them in the chat, fire them in the Facebook Live, fire them in Instagram Live. And what I'm going to do is, if I've not answered your question during my spiel that I'm going to give you and my information I'm going to give you, I will answer these questions at the end, okay? So then what you've done is you have told them to comment as and when they want to, because their questions are going to get answered, but you've also then given yourself the chance to give all your content out, and then you can answer the questions at the end. So if the questions at the end are maybe not relevant to what you've spoken about, or it sends you off on a tangent, when you edit that video, you can cut the front and the back off. You've got your content right there, okay? So after you have said to them, write your comments in the chat, blah, 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 then you pause for a moment, do your intro, deliver all the information that you want to deliver about the live you are talking about, whatever it may be. Now, if you then get questions fired in and you think, you know what, I'm happy for these questions to be answered and for me to reuse and repurpose this, then go for it. If you think that, you know what, I want it to be just that spiel that I did because I want to use that for a blog, or I want to use that for a YouTube channel, or that for social media, then what you want to do is, when you've done all your spiel, you say, right, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I hope you got some real good value from what I've given you today. Then you pause for a moment. Then you say, right, questions, guys. I've got all these questions down here. First question is blah, 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 blah. Answer that question. And what you have then just created is a really easy video for you to reuse and repurpose, because a lot of people don't do that. They create really good content on social media and they never reuse it. And it's crazy because, like I said, it's only going to take me 20 to 25 minutes. And from this, I'm going to have podcast, YouTube. I'm going to have about 200 social media posts across 8 different platforms from this 1 30-minute video. 200. Yeah? So this is the capability, what is creating a video, what you'll be capable of. You can obviously just create a video, but why not go live at the same time, because it's getting your face seen in these groups and on social media. So reusing and repurposing is vital. Now, if you think to yourself, you know what, this just petrifies the life out of me, I need to go live, this is one of my really big hurdles. You need to go live, you really, really do. And the reason being is we are in such a crowded market. So if you're not shouting from the rooftops and you're not giving a lot more than what your competitors are, then you're not going to win or build up your tribe. So going live is putting yourself out there. Yes, you're putting you're more vulnerable, but you're in business, right? It's not meant to be easy. You're meant to be putting yourself out of your comfort zone to be able to get this tribe of clients. So if you think, you know what, I really need to nail this, but I am struggling, then connect with me more on social media, because I do have a really fantastic mini course. It's only a minute course. It's not a minute course at all. It's a mini course which you can do within a couple of days. And this is a course on how to smash Facebook Lives, going everything from your preparation, getting over the fear, the fear of going live, consistency, repurposing, reusing, what to talk about, how to avoid vanilla posts, how to hit your target audience, how to build up your tribe, reusing and repurposing. And also in this mini course, I will also give you the chance to send me a video of yourself talking about whatever you want to talk about, and I will reuse and I will repurpose that for you with my video editor, and I will give that back to you, and you'll have 25 pieces of social media that you can use across all your platforms. So this mini course is a real fantastic value course, and a lot of my ladies that have done this have done it, and by the end of it, they're loving Facebook Lives. They've got all this 25 pieces of content from it as well, and they have finally learned how to nail a good live, how to be consistent, how to prepare, what to talk about, and how to reuse and repurpose their content. So if you want to know more, touch base with me on social media and ask me about my mini course that I have available for you. So thank you so much, guys, for watching. Like I said, this has been reused and repurposed on so many platforms, but you guys that are listening on the podcast or on my YouTube channel, thank you so much for watching. If you want to make sure you see this live in future so you can fire me questions as we go, then connect with me now on BBB Beauty Business Builder. And I'm going to do one more thing, okay? One more thing for one more social media platform, which to be honest doesn't get me mega business, but I'm going to do this right now. I am going to take a Snapchat right now of me talking live. There you go. So now I've also got that on Snapchat as well, that I am live right now. So thank you so much, guys. Have a beautiful day wherever you are. It is horrible weather right now. We had a crap day last night. England didn't win. So everyone's on a bit of a downer today. So that's why I thought I would do a live and I would do a podcast and I would get my head in the working game and be proud that England made it as far as they did. So have a beautiful day wherever you are, and I will see you soon. Bye for now, guys.